What's going on, y'all? We're just being spiritual. Um, I got two things to talk about in this video, right? The title of this video is like the trap or the school trap or something like that. And that's because one thing I'm gonna be talking about is that there is a trap in life that kind of has something to do with the school system. You know, the two things I'm gonna be talking about kind of go hand in hand. But the first thing I'm gonna be talking about is just basically like the life trap um, as you grow up. Then the second one is going to be looking more into like the actual school system and just talking about that, right? So first, let's just look at the world, or just all of America, because that's pretty much my whole demographic, America. So America or the world, whatever. We're just looking at things from kind of like broad, kind of like average. We get put into schools at young ages, right? Go through elementary, middle, high. Then get to college, right? You graduate high school, and college costs so much money, right? For whatever reason, right? College is an industry. It costs a lot of money. You go into college, you get in debt, right? And even if you did have like a few $1,000s in scholarships, I'm just, kind of like a broad, average kind of, well, I guess it's, I don't know. But basically saying if you didn't get a scholarship or you only got, not only, but, you got like a few $1,000s of scholarships, whatever, didn't get a full ride, basically, you're still in debt. You go throughout college, you graduate, right? You get a degree saying, hey, I graduated college. Then you go on to find a job. Now, everyone gets a job fresh out of college, right? Some people struggle to get jobs. But once you eventually get a job, your typical 9 to 5, like I said, there's more, jobs that aren't 9 to 5, but, typical 9 to 5. If you grow up and you so choose to, you have kids. You have kids, they grow up, they go to college, whatever the circumstance, maybe you're making kids go to college, whatever. I don't care, right? They go to college, student loans, another thing. Then, you work this typical 9 to 5 all your life, and then you hit the retirement. By the time you retire, of course the age will vary. By the time you hit retirement, you just won't be able to enjoy life the way you used to be able to when you were just a little younger, right? Because by the time you hit retirement, it's probably going to become harder to move around, weak joints or, low immune system, whatever it may be. It may be harder to just travel, do things, And so basically, I'm not here to persuade anybody to not go to college. That's not what I'm here for, right? I'm going to college. Even though I'm saying all of this, I am going to college. But the thing is that I know what my life will not look like, and I know what my life will, or at least what I want it to look like. I'm not going to accept a typical 9 to 5 job. I'm not accepting that. So yeah, I'm not here to persuade you to not go to college. That's not what I'm here for. I'm just here to open up your eyes in case you haven't noticed or, whatever. But that's basically kind of what happens. Now, the school system. There's a few things I want to talk about as far as this, like, school system thing. So hopefully I won't go too out, all over the place. But in school, you go throughout school, right? And you have to admit, if you've ever been in school, a lot of your classes that you take throughout your school career serves you absolutely no purpose. You've got to admit. And the thing is that it's a new era. It's a new we in new times. A lot of the stuff that they're trying to teach us in school, you can just look up on the internet. And the thing is that teachers love using the excuse, like, especially if you question, like, why are we learning this or whatever. Teachers love using that excuse where it's like, what if the internet goes down or the internet just stops working, right? I was like 15, 16 years old. Where would I have to be in my life for me to need to know how to balance chemical equations if the internet goes down, right? And that's just me. I'm not doing nothing as far as science, right? Someone else may be different, right? But the thing is that I was introduced into chemical equations in middle school. Of course, I ain't do nothing with that. I'm in middle school. I'm young, right? I get to high school. I get introduced into chemical equations again. I'm not doing anything with that. One of my, right? But the thing is that I call it the school system. I call it the school of programming because it's a school system. It's a whole thing, right? It's a system. So I just I'm not talking about high school, middle school. I'm talking about just school, the school of programming. I call it the school of programming, and actually sometimes I don't know. You can call it school of programming, the school of programming, memory or whatever, memory programming. I don't know, but I just added that memory part in like kind of just now because of what I'm about to talk about. But I call it the school of programming because that's where a lot of people get programmed, or maybe even everybody, because everybody has to go through school. And you know, this is a simulation. This is like a matrix, a simulation, whatever, right? We're gonna get to that in a little bit. What they're teaching us, I call it the school of programming first because you're forced to sit in front of someone for all these years, learning stuff that serves you no purpose. Can't even go to the bathroom when you want to. You're sitting here getting forced to learn what they're telling you to learn and how they learn it with no question, right? School is follow these rules, do the homework, how to learn it without question. And the thing is that school, especially now, school emphasizes grades and turning in assignments more than actually understanding what you're learning. Even though a lot of what people are learning serves them absolutely no purpose, even, even if school prioritizes grades and assignments over actually understanding, learning, and applying what you're actually being taught. And so if you've noticed, school is really a lot about memory. You sit here, listen to this person teach you about things. You have to basically memorize what you're getting taught, memorize your programming, take the test, and then forget it, right? That's pretty much how things work now. You memorize stuff until the test, you take the test, and then forget it. I don't remember anything that I learned last semester, really anything. The only things I remember is like the things that I got taught in health because I can actually apply those things in the real life, especially at my age, right? So even if schools are going to teach us the things that they are teaching us, it should be more about, or at least the method should be more about digging deep into the creativity of every individual, allowing that to flourish out, and then turn that into like problem solving or thinking, right? Or creative thinking. And it's so crazy because it's like, especially now, if school is prioritizing more on just like prioritizing more just on like assignments and grades rather than actually understanding and learning and applying. I've been hearing this more and more often. People just do not have the time to learn, to understand what they're being taught. Even if they want to learn what they're being taught, the people just don't have the time for it anymore. Because if they're focusing on just assignments and grades, teachers are just pushing out assignments and grades. People don't have the time to learn, especially if they're doing sports and stuff. People just do not have the time. And so, and that brings me to another thing. Stress. A lot of people, especially now, are getting extremely stressed out because of school. And even when we are like in buildings, right, like physically going to school, school is one of, if not the most stressful things in a teen's life. And the thing is that like, if that's the case, and it's known, right, it's known, if that's the case, why don't schools teach us how to manage and deal with stress? Time management. Like I said, it goes hand in hand to what I've been talking about earlier. Get to it. Time management. Teachers love to talk about, it's just, you got to work on your time management. It's all about time management. You got, time management. but don't actually tell us how to manage this illusion of time. They don't actually tell us how to manage it. They just give us assignments and say it's just all about time management. You gotta manage your time, right? And the reason why that is because first of all, I'm gonna talk about stress, energy. Anyway, I've already talked about that in a previous vid. So, um, like the reason why this all is, it has everything to do with that trap that I was talking about earlier. The school of programming, and if you're a little more spiritual, you know, people call them the powers that be, the negative forces, reptilians, archons, whatever you call them, right? Even if you're not spiritual, this is a simulation. This like a matrix like type of thing, right? This is not the real. This is not the real world, right? We're so much more than just this, right? They're trying to there's you know these negative forces and whatever. They've been running this for a very long time, and that's the type of life. What I was talking about back then, that's the type of lifestyle they want to put you through. And the thing is that they feed, you know, everything works in energy. They feed off of stress, fear, anxiety. They feed off of all that dense negative energy. And so they want you to work this lifestyle where you are basically just working your whole entire life. You know, just basically working your whole entire life into retirement. Can't really enjoy life the way you could, or you know, you could have, and then you die, just replacing someone else's life, right? It's all a trap. It's all a system. It's all a trap. And so, like I said in the beginning, right? Yeah, I'm not here to persuade you to not go to college, you know, and you know, or to not do your work or whatever. You know, I'm not here for any of that. I'm just here to open up your eyes, and just basically share what I'm seeing. Share what I'm seeing, and allowing you to take this, do whatever you want to do with it, come up with your own conclusions, do your own research, and then, you know, build your life the way you want to build it, right? But yeah, that's basically it for this video, man. Like I said, things kind of go hand in hand. This whole school of programming, you know, focusing more on just memory and just grades, you know, especially when we get taught things like how I said back then, you know, balancing chemical equations. Even if I wanted to do something in that science field, I have to wait to college just to learn that again, unless you take AP chemistry, you know, which you might even still have to learn in college. But you know, either way, we get taught these things in like middle school and high school, which does nothing for us, you know. We get taught, you know, school doesn't teach us a lot of things, you know, which we've all thought about this, and we've all thought about this before. You know, they don't teach us about taxes, buying a car, renting a car, you know, 25. But anyway, you know, renting a car, buying a house, insurance. We've all thought about it before. We've all heard about it before, right? I don't even have to go into that. But yeah, basically, that's pretty much it for the end of this video. Hopefully, this opened up, you know, some of your eyes. And so, yeah, man, keep on taking care of yourself. Please focus on yourself. A lot of shit's about to get down. And, bro, yeah, I mean, just remember, we're just being spiritual on this channel. I'll see you in the next one, man. Peace.